Good morning, Cedar Park. Today is Tuesday, May 5th, and it's an A-Day.
This morning, find out how certain motorized vehicles are causing disruptions across Cedar Park.
Also ahead, catch an update on the final 4 teachers remaining in Teacher Madness.
And in this morning's brief, learn how the U.S.-Iran conflict continues following developments in the Strait of Hormuz.
Turn it up because the Wolfcast starts now.
Good morning, and welcome back to the Wolfcast. I'm June Ferguson in for Kira Cox.
I'm Landon Reed in for Reed Cummins.
And I'm Zoe Bivens in for Lulu Lynch.
Recently, you might have seen kids riding e-bikes around Cedar Park.
Some are purposely causing mayhem, tearing up grass, and riding recklessly, but others are just trying to mind their own business. One rider fed up with the e-bike community is trying to fix their reputation.
As a frequent observer of the situation, I decided to dive deeper and answer the question, what is causing the influence? Online on social media, it is becoming a trend for kids to be reckless on their e-bike, tearing up golf courses or running from cops after doing wheelies and tricks in the middle of busy streets. This can negatively influence kids and teens by making it seem cool to cause trouble while riding on their bikes. This also causes many people to associate all kids on e-bikes as troublemakers and disobeying the law.
Is for the parents of children with e-bikes. Can you have your children watch Soul by Disney or something? Because your kids do not care if they live or die when they're on these streets. Are we 10 years old and driving the e-bike like it's a car on the road? And call me Karen. I don't care if you think your child is abiding by the laws. I think we should just get rid of the e-bikes. I think they're doing way more harm than good.
Keely Donald, a student at Cedar Park High School with a legal e-bike, says that the arrogant kids who think it's cool to ride illegal e-bikes and act reckless are the reason why the e-bike community gets a bad reputation.
The cops do definitely have to do something about just like 2 or 3 e-bikes on the road just doing wheelies, and that also is a threat to cars because that's just like people going in and out of traffic. We can definitely start by riding on the sidewalk a lot more, and if we're on like a more of a back street, definitely obeying the speed limit and not doing as many stunts, because that's what the stunting is, just what really annoys a lot of people, because they feel like you're going to get hurt, and then them telling you off is just going to make it a bit safer. But then some e-bikers just disagree with that. You have lots of older parents and people telling them off and calling the cops on them when they're just trying to have fun. Even if they're just like hanging out in a parking lot, they definitely just get a lot of hate, and you'll see them wheeling in the parking lot, and that's like pretty much the only safe place to do it other than being on private property. But I definitely do think they get a lot of hate. It's just they're trying to go somewhere where they can do it without being in so much danger, like being on the road with other cars.
Keely says that if everyone were to just act the right way and follow the law, people would stop calling the cops on them or associate them as troublemakers. But what makes an e-bike illegal, and what punishments are kids liable to facing if they get caught riding one? Here's what Cedar Park Police Officer Stephanie Cash has to say on the topic.
So the difference between the e-bikes and the other like motor bikes is they're technically considered motor vehicles, which would mean that they are subject to things like registration and insurance and things like that. E-bikes are going to be anything under 750 watts of power. It has pedals typically. It doesn't exceed 28 miles an hour. So technically the parents can be ticketed for allowing their kids to do that. Again, the safety concern, so say, a really bad accident happens and somebody gets hurt or killed, that can always lead to like civil litigation too, from one family to another and things like that. The biggest thing really with all this stuff is safety, right? So not only are they dangerous on the roadway, for one, and illegal.
Officer Cash says that the biggest thing they are currently trying to accomplish is informing families about the pros and cons of e-bikes, making sure the parents know exactly how fast or powerful an e-bike is, and teaching the kids to know how to operate an e-bike the correct way, without the intent of purposely being reckless or causing harm to things or people around the city. Although there will always be riders in the community that will continue to cause trouble and damage the rider name, Keeley, Officer Cash, and other e-bikers in Cedar Park are trying to set a good example and hopefully one day change their reputation forever. With CPHS News reporting for the Wolfcast, I'm Landon Reed.
Moving on, Mr. Yee's recent promotion to LISD Assistant Fine Arts Director left questions as to just who would fill in the gap in our illustrations band program, and the answer is surprisingly close to home. Following much deliberation, a committee featuring former head director Mr. Yee, along with school administration, have landed on our associate band director, Kendall Santos, to replace Mr. Yee. Santos has been with the Timberwolf Band since 2019 and has overseen the last 5 of 7 consecutive UIL State Marching Band Championships. Santos says she sees the promotion as the highest honor she could receive and that she looks forward to this next chapter.
It's really cool because I'll be able to give back in a way that is different than the way I currently serve, and being able to impact the whole program versus just my projects that I get to interact with each year. Just really excited, very humbled and honored to continue to serve in a new role and really excited for the future.
Congratulations, Ms. Santos.
With Teacher Madness wrapping up, we've officially reached the Final Four. The Final Four teachers include Trevor Smith, Josh Marsh, Heather Kalanak, and Chris Campos. After weeks of exciting matchups and non-stop student voting, this competition has spotlighted some of the most impactful teachers on campus. Earning a spot in the Final Four is a big deal. This means students have spent the last month continuously voting for you. The ultimate winner will receive a special trophy in recognition of their dedication and school spirit. Wolfpack Editor-in-Chief Jen Yermakov gives us a closer look into how Teacher Madness works.
So we pick our teachers. In the past, we've done it where people just recommend their favorite teachers, but we've been doing this for so long that we kind of already have a set list of teachers. But a big part is Garcia sends out an email to all of the teachers that we're thinking about using, and they respond back whether or not they want to be a part of it.
You can cast your vote by heading to the Wolfpack website at cphswolfpack.com/teachermadness. Be sure to vote for your favorite teacher by the end of this week.
Coming up, a special joint performance at the Met Gala. We'll tell you who on this morning's brief right after this break.
Now let's get into today's top headlines in this morning's brief. First, the U.S. military is forcing its way through one of the world's most important waterways. The Strait of Hormuz, a narrow passage between Iran and Oman, has been closed since a war between the U.S., Israel, and Iran began in February. Monday, U.S. forces fired on Iranian boats and sank 6 of them. 2 American ships made it through the strait for the first time since the closure. The UAE, a key U.S. ally in this region, says Iran fired 15 missiles and 4 drones at the country in response.
Next, social media is fueling a new trend that's raising concerns for parents and police. So-called teen takeovers are organized online and draw large crowds of teenagers to public spaces. In Katy, officers responded Saturday after about 40 teens gathered at Katy Mills Mall. Police say the gatherings can quickly turn violent. Their message to parents is to know where your kids are at all times.
Finally, the Met Gala delivered a surprise performance last night. Sabrina Carpenter opened the night at the Metropolitan Museum of Art performing her hits House Tour, Espresso, and Please Please Please. Then Stevie Nicks took the stage as headliner and brought Carpenter back out for a surprise duet of Fleetwood Mac's Landslide. The collab comes just weeks after Carpenter headlined Coachella with Madonna. So what do you think about Sabrina Carpenter, collaborating with all these artists?
I think it's really cool that she gets to have the opportunity to promote herself in a bigger way because Stevie Nicks is so iconic, and it's really cool that she can be on stage with Stevie Nicks.
Right, yeah. It's like the newer generation and the older generation coming together, so it's kind of pretty cool.
Yeah,
so,
I agree. Awesome. Coming up next, an all-new Host of Health Minute right after this break. Welcome back to the HOSA Health Minute, where we take 60 seconds to share health facts and tips that keep you safe and informed. On today's segment, we talk about the Black Plague. The Black Death was one of the deadliest pandemics in human history, occurring in the 1300s. It was caused by a bacteria called Yersinia pestis, which spread through fleas, bites, and often carried by rats. There were three main forms of the plague: bubonic, septemic, and pneumonic symptoms. Symptoms include fever, chills, weakness, and painful swollen lymph nodes, called buboes. The Black Death spread rapidly across Europe, Asia, and Africa, killing an estimated 1/3 of Europe's population at the time. While the plague still exists today, it is now rare and can be treated effectively with antibiotics if caught early. This pandemic changed public health forever, leading to improvements in sanitation and disease control.
And that's today's Wolfcast. Thank you for taking the time to join us during your day.
You can catch anything you missed and more on our Instagram, YouTube, or TikTok at CPHS News.
Catch tomorrow's show for a look into Cedar Park's newest sports team. With CPHS News, I'm Jean Ferguson in for Kiera Cox.
I'm Landon Reed in for Cummins.
And I'm Zoe Bivens in for Lulu Lynch. Remember to make it a great day or not. The choice is yours.